Hi guys, this is Ashwin here. In this video we are going to solve the problem absolute permutation. We define P to be a permutation of the first n natural numbers in the range 1 to n. Let position of I denotes the value at position I in permutation P using 1-based indexing. P is considered to be an absolute permutation if absolute difference of position of I minus the index is equal to k. Holds true for every I belongs to I to n. Given n and k, print the lexicographically smallest absolute permutation P. If no absolute permutation exists, print -1. Okay, let's see an example. Here n is 4. So the array will be 1, 2, 3, 4. If we use 1-based indexing, create a permutation where every position minus index equal k. If k equals 2 means we could rearrange them to 3, 4, 1, 2. So that the absolute difference will be equal to k. Here these are the array values, these are the position. If you take absolute difference between them, it should be equal to k. Okay, let's check the constraints. Here we have maximum 10 test cases and the integer array will go up to 10 to the power of 5. Okay, that's a medium size only. Okay, let's see some other examples. Here these are the number of test cases and this is n and this is k. Let's see the explanation. For array 2 and difference will be 1. So if we swap both the positions, the absolute difference is 1. We need to return the permuted array. For 3 equals 0. For 0, we just need to return the initial array itself. See, the absolute difference will be always 0 for the initial array. And for 3, 2, there won't be any absolute permutation exists, so we need to return -1. Now let's find the logic here. Consider this array. Here the position and the array value will be the same at the initial state. Here k is 2. For the index 1, we need the array value with difference 2. That is 1 plus 2 is 3. We swap both the values. Then both the index will satisfy the condition. Same goes for the second. 2 plus 2 is 4. We swap both the elements. If the number of elements in the array is odd means we won't get the absolute permutation because in the end some elements can be swapped. So that's another case. Okay, let's solve the problem now. First we need to initialize the array. Initialize the array. So A equals list of range of n plus 1. It will return the array that starts from 0 and ends with n. But here we don't have zeros, but the indexing is 1-based. To match the indexing part, we are starting with 0. Next, we need to check for the cases. If k equals 0, means we need to return the array that starts from 1. It will return the array as 1 to n. If k equals 0 means it will be the initial array. And the next case is n is odd. If n modulus 2 equals 1, return -1. If the number of elements is odd means we can't get absolute permutation even by swapping, so we need to return -1. After that we can go for the main logic. Now initialize the loop to traverse the array for I in range starts from 1 up to n minus k plus 1. Why we are traversing up to n minus k? Here k equals 2 and n minus k is also 2. After traversing 2 times, we will definitely get the absolute permutation after swapping. Now we need to check for the condition. if a of I equals a of I plus k minus k. If we take a of I as 1, so a of I plus k is 3. That's also 2. If both the values are equal means we need to swap the elements. Swap. So a of I comma a of I plus k equals a of I plus k comma a of I. So this is the swap operation. And we go for the else part. Elif. If the values are not equal means the absolute difference must be k. So absolute of I minus a of I not equal to k means we need to return minus 1. If the absolute difference of these two is not equal to k means we can get the absolute permutation, so we need to return minus 1. After running the loop up to n minus k, we need to start from n minus k to the end of the loop. For that, again initialize the array for I in range n minus k plus 1 comma n plus 1. We just need to check this condition only. So just copy it and paste it. If the absolute difference is not equal to k, just return minus 1. Finally, return the array. Return a of 1 colon. So it will return the array starting from index 1 to the end of the array. This is the whole program. Now let's run the code. It passed the sample test case. Let's submit it. Yeah, we solved the problem. If this video is helpful to you, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. See you guys in the next video.